The first thing I would like to address today would be this matter with guys bashing Mwafrika over him talking about what's happening with Morara, allegedly having lied about the president calling him. Yeah, and something I would like to tell you guys is if we're going to ask for transparency, for accountability from the government itself, yeah, we also need to watch ourselves, man. We need to help each other on this, yo. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to the first ever episode of Woke Convo podcast, where I'll be sharing and weighing in my opinion on matters to deal with politics, current affairs, and also the music industry. Yeah, I'm a musician, songwriter, performer. Yes, and I believe that I can share some light and help give guidance where I'm able to. Yes, doing my role in the community. How good of me. Yeah, and I believe we'll be having a good time with you guys. Today, I got some interesting points to talk about and something I'd like to go through. Yeah, and you know, as they say, iron sharpens iron. I believe that I'm iron. And all of you guys tuned in right now, watching me right now, yeah, all of you, I'd like to tell you something. You're an iron, Zion, you know? Yeah, man. All that goodness. The first thing I would like to address today would be this matter with guys bashing Mwafrika over him talking about what's happening with Morara and in regards to him lying or allegedly supposed to be allegedly having lied about the president calling him. Yeah, and something I would like to tell you guys is if we're going to ask for transparency, for accountability from the government itself, yeah, we also need to watch ourselves, man. We need to help each other on this, yo. We fighting a beast, a monster. I'm not gonna lie to you. You ain't gonna come with the government the way you guys have been coming at them and expecting nothing for them to do nothing about it. And one of the things that we need to be careful about is we really have to walk the talk. Yeah, we really have to show accountability. We really have to show transparency from our end, as we also request for them to do the same. And I believe this is just my opinion. Someone like Ruto addressing the matters that Morara has been talking about, I highly doubt. I highly doubt. I'm not convinced that the president would go out of his way to reach out to Morara. And I understand sometimes we get you can be carried away by the hype. We're seeing the good work that Morara is doing, and kudos to him. And he needs not to stop doing the Lord's good work. He needs to keep at it. But other than that, I would say yes. Let's get the government the right way. Let's not try to paint pictures that are non-existent, because I just know even if I was, leave alone the president, if I was an MP and you are going all around telling guys of how uh, unaccountable I am on the dealings I'm doing and the false promises I'm given, and one way or the reason, one way or the other, I wanted to reach out to you. I wouldn't call you directly. I would use a proxy. I would use a friend of mine. I would use my connection to reach out to you and request for a meeting. That's typically what the president does. So I'm not really buying into the whole idea of Morara getting a call from the president. And if that were the situation, let it not knock out what the other good things he's been doing. Yeah, I would definitely give that man my vote if he stood for any seat that I be in a situation where I'd be voting for him. I would give him a vote without a doubt. But yeah, I would say we need to also check each other, man. We can't be lying out here in the streets and claiming we want accountability at the same time. Let's just go straight to it and say we want accountability, because that's the most important thing we want to do. So, Morara, I want you to keep doing the good work you're doing. Please don't stop. We need to see all them projects that the government is lying about. People need to see what's really happening in the ground, because, yeah, as a friend of mine says the average voter is not so smart. The average voter in Kenya is not so smart. They're not so informed. They tend to believe everything that a politician is telling them. And we need to shed the light there, man. We need to show them where wanachoresho giza, man. We need them to know that exactly these are the things that are affecting us as young people. These are the things that the government is promising to do. The way the lack of unemployment is at the moment in our country is madness, and the government has to be held accountable for whatever promises it gives us. All right. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah. There's some things I would also want us to talk about. And yeah, all this time we've been asking the Gen Z or the Gen Z slash millennials, but I believe that the new term is GenZote. Yeah, yeah. We've been saying that we are leaderless, that we are partless, that we are all that. But to some degree, we need to now have form. We can't be formless anymore. We need to change strategy to some degree here. We need to start being smart about this government, because the person we're dealing with is not a lightweight. We need to really address some of these things that, yeah, we can't continue without leadership. We need to start forming it as early as today, bro. 2 years, 2 years and a half are not so far from now, man. We're that close to the actual elections. And if you're a bit observant with what Ruto is doing currently, he's literally campaigning for 2027. So we need to also be putting ourselves into place. I like all the efforts I'm seeing about civil education, guys educating guys on the bus stops, on the matatus, on the buses. Yeah, we need to do all that. But let's not forget about the other important things that we have to really tick out of the list. And that is, we do need a party. We do need leadership. We do need to take a form. And whatever form we are taking has to be so different from the current regimes and any other regime that has been there, because we know it's been happening all through across all regimes. Yes, corruption has been a pain in our flesh. It's been a thorn on our flesh, man. We need to really consider how we will be able to drain this swamp of corruption in our country, because it's literally a swamp. And by that magnitude, I hope guys understand that it's not an easy feat we are faced with, man. We have something big that we need to tackle down. It's a whole system working with itself. You can tell with what has happened so far, the government and the moves that our president has taken in response to the mandamanos we've been having on the streets. Yes, he dissolved parliament. Oh, no, sorry. Yes, he dissolved the cabinet, but yeah, he just reshuffled the guys. All of them right now are back at the government. All of them. None of them was fired, literally, for whatever you guys, for the price that you guys paid on the streets, for the price we paid on the street with blood, tears, all that, man. Just imagine all that has taken place. This dude didn't fire anybody. Talk of whoever you want to do. They are back in the government in some capacity. There's no one who really got sacked. So you really need to understand that this person is playing chess. And at the beginning, we were kind of playing checkers. So he's really changed the game on us. So we also have to adapt, and adapt in a smart way. And one of the things I would insist on is we do need leadership. I'm not even going to offer myself as a leader so that I don't get misquoted on this, but we cannot go on about business as usual as we did it during the Mandamano, man. We can't be without leadership, brothers and sisters. We need leadership. And some of the things that I would like to point out in these matters to do with leadership, in the supposed party or leadership that we're supposed to have as GenZote, there's something I would really like to advise us. We really have to consider cooperating and uniting with other politicians that have been there, that are quite not the type of politicians that are currently governing. Yes, I would like to propose that indeed, if the names I'm going to mention right now, because there's some people that if they're not in this party, I don't know what's going to happen to us, man. I don't know what's going to be of all that effort and time we've put into this. Yeah, someone like Mother Karua should not be missing in that list. I don't care what you guys do, but you gotta make sure that this woman is there, man. She's been at it for the longest, with all regimes to some degree. We need someone like her in our team, man. Talk about Senator Omtata. Senator Omtata has been taking the government to court every now and then over everything, even from the previous 2023 financial bill. Yes, he took the government back to courts over it. He actually got it. He's been doing quite a lot. I can imagine if we are going to take another form of leadership and we don't have such key players in our team, I don't know, man. We'd be missing the mark right there. Another person I would also like to shout out is Senator Crystal Asinge. Yes, that lady, she got her mind and heart in the right place with this movement. Yeah, talk about Senator Richard Onyaka. Yes, Onyanka has been so vocal on what the government he's actually the one who exposed what they were doing with the airport situation. We just we just need such people in our leadership. I don't want us to lose focus. We have to involve these people. We have to unite with them. We have to cooperate with them. We have to put them in key positions, man. That's the best situation that I can see us coming up with, man, as opposed to any other thing, man. And another thing I'd like to also, okay, let me just mention a few others. Also, there is MP Gathoni Mushomba. That lady been doing the Lord's work, man. She needs to keep on doing it, and we should make sure that she is in government come next year. We need such people. We need such minds there. And Kifuda Kibwana, he's also been quite vocal. He's also been the type of leader that you really can say their reputation speaks for themselves, yo. We need such people involved in this thing, man. And also on the guys, the young politicians that have been so vocal and the ones that have been spearheading this movement, Akinaka Samuel, bro. If that person is not a member of parliament come 2027, I'll be so pissed off by you guys. You'd be deserving the worst crop of leaders you're getting if you're not voting in such people, if such people are not in parties representing your interest. Yes, someone like Boniface Mwangi, hey, you guys, if the next crop of government doesn't have these people, we're in trouble. Yeah, another person I would also, yes, Hanifa should also be part of this leadership. Morara, my guy, we need you, man. We don't want to hear this thing. Guys are saying that they don't want to be part of a party, part of a leadership. They don't want to, they just want to hold the government accountable. It's all good and nice, but we want you to do that while in power, while you can cause change. Yeah? Because the best person to kind of fix the problem is the person that's seeing the problem and vocal about it. Yeah, I believe these are great minds that if put together, we would have the best government ever. And also there's someone like Majus. Yeah, these guys need to come to the forefront. We need them there. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm hoping that one or another, we start forming a party soon as yesterday, man. Soon as yesterday. We need that party up and going, and we need reputable people heading them. I don't want to bash anyone, but hey, if you start putting people like sorry to say, if we start having people like Babu Owino there, we are doomed. If we start having people like, I would, there are just some characters I hope not to see in that movement. And if they do occur to happen to be there, we are not out of the swamp. We still got a swamp to deal with right here, brothers and sisters. Yes, I'm hoping that this leadership gets to take shape as soon as possible. We need to start printing out materials supporting them. Jimmy Wajigi is a very, I think it's somebody we can involve in this movement. Yeah, we need somebody strong. We need the muscle, man, to fight this man. Because I don't know how else we're gonna do it. Because we can't do it all by our own, man. We need this support from these guys. We need to start taking that formation in place. And someone like Jimmy Wajigi is a very good person we could use to spearhead our presidency maybe come 2027, but something we're also supposed to be mindful of. We need the right members of parliament. We need the right governors in place as well. So that's why I'm looking at it like from all that from the list of names I've mentioned, that these people should be in one capacity or the other in the government. Any other way, we are seriously missing the mark. We'll be losing focus otherwise. As I conclude, there's some things we need to unlearn as a nation, as a society, as a generation that have been there, but we need to unlearn them because they've been working against us. And I would like to quote a proverb in Swahili that goes like, kikulacho kingoni mwako. At times you find some of these problems you're suffering from the issues to do with the wrong governance, all the way to the type of leadership we have in our government currently. All of them stem from one simple problem. It's us, the voters, who put these people in power. And it's us who have the ability to have them out of office. Yet, we are our own problem. Kikulacho kingoni mwetu. We are the ones who are electing these official leaders. We are the ones giving these people presidency, having them as MPs in our constituency. Out of the worst reasons you could imagine. Like you'd find a person typically voting in a member of parliament, a president for that matter, just because they had a handout of 1,000 shillings or even 2,000, even if it's 5,000, that person has gotten in order to vote for someone or to vote for a certain party. It works against you because you see, as much as we want to say the governance is not up to standard, as much as we want to check the government on what it's doing wrong, keep in mind that if this person had to they had to part with 5,000 from out of their pocket so that they can earn a vote from you, this person will definitely try to get a return in investment once they're in power. And I hope this is something that will become quite acknowledgeable to us, that if our leaders are elected from the mere reason of them having money, these people will continue giving us what we've had all this time. They'll continue giving us the same issues, the corruption issues, the unaccountability issues. Because if this person has to part away with millions in campaigns, giving out handouts, donations, even to our clergymen, we just have to look at this thing from a different perspective and decide that we need a leader who will be accountable to us. And for that to happen, it means that these people, you have to elect them based on merit alone. I know it's a long way, we are far from it, but it has to start somewhere. So I'm urging our young people in our country to awaken to this reality that we need leaders to be voted on mere merit from what they are proposing to do and how they are going to govern, the policies that they will put in place in their manifestos. We need to be candid with what these people are presenting to us. Other than that, if we're just voting from the waves that are coming in, if we're just voting out of the fact that this person was capable of giving us a donation at our church, then that's where we miss the mark completely. And I'm hoping that we arise to this reality, that indeed you don't have to get a handout in order to give somebody an electoral seat, so that at least you can hold them accountable later. We do need accountability in our government. And for us to get it, it can't be from people who are buying our votes. Just my 2 cents on this matter. It has to come from pure merit. It has to be the reason why you're voting someone in. Don't elect a leader just simply because your dad told you that this is the right leader. You need to have a candid conversation. You need to have a clear understanding on why this person is the right prospect for leadership in whatever capacity you're trying to vote them in. Whether it be your MP, whether it be your MCA, whether it be your governor, you really have to weigh these people out of merit. Another thing we need to unlearn is this politics of having to vote 3-piece, 6-piece, just going straight to it. It doesn't matter the kind of crop of leader that's within a certain party. Just them having been a nominated uh, option for that party, given the region they're coming from. And this also stems from tribalism. I understand one of the reasons why the Gen Z slash millennials movement was all about we are not, we are formless, we are partyless. Literally, they were just trying to deassociate themselves from the current politics of parties, which is actually stemming from tribalism. They're actually trying to tell us that we are actually trying to say that we are not tribal by declaring that we don't stem from any party. And when a nominated leader or from a certain party gets into power from the mere merit that they just had to win the nomination from that particular party, uh, it then throws away any accountability onwards to the people. It all becomes now a thing of what the party is saying. And unfortunately, that's like 99% of what we have in our parliamentary offices. Even the guys on the opposition side, it doesn't matter. Most of them are there due to their party allegiance and not literally the merit or the policies or the ideas that they sold to their to the citizens that were voting them in. It hasn't stemmed from that. Hey, hii maneno ya wamama kutuambia hapa hivi tuko kiratene, hiyo maneno it needs to stop completely. We need to tell the older generation and even our own parents that no, it can't be business as usual now. We are literally suffering from this swamp of corruption, swamp of unaccountability, only because of us doing what we've done repeatedly, expecting different results. And indeed, if we do so, I can guarantee you we'll be looking at a different Kenya come 2027 once we've voted the right way. Once we've put people in power from mere merit, they'd understand that even when they're on those seats, it's not a matter of them having spent billions in their campaigns. They understand that this is the trust of the people this voter has put them there. So now going back to the same person telling them, yo, you didn't give us anything. We needed you to do these 1, 2, 3 things we needed you to look at. It's very important that we get to start this thing at the right foot. If we miss any step, we end up ruining the whole thing. And unfortunately, the system is quite set against us because in any attempts of trying to clean this thing, we are faced with a challenge. Yani, you're beating this boss and you're getting another bigger boss, because now the issue of now holding leaders accountable and not voting towards parties, you are then met with tribalism, because these things are quite connected. You find that ODM has a certain tribe that affiliates with it, same as UDA. We all know what's happening in the ground, my people. There's no need even for me to quite elaborate further on that, but we need to really look deeply into our own problems. We are the ones who've caused these problems to ourselves. Yes? And we need to hold ourselves accountable as well, as much as we're trying to tell the current regime on what it's doing wrong. We need to really acknowledge, point the finger back at us, and really zero in on the issues we have to sort as the population. We can't be putting people in power with questionable characters. The problem stems from us. Kikulacho kingoni mwetu. We are the ones causing these issues. And I hope we address them. And I hope that come 2027, we have these things resolved, tabled, yes, figured out with a plan, so that we can beat this giant that we are facing right now. Because that's what it is. And I hope nobody takes this lightly. It will not be a walk in the park. The deal breaker can't be they are not from UDA. The deal breaker cannot be they are not from... The reason why you're not voting for that vying leader is because they're not from ODM. Because that's where our problem is. That's where we are missing it all. Because you see some of these people, regardless of how incompetent they are, due to the affiliations they have with the parties, Once the party becomes the ruling party in the country or the majority in government, we tend to have these bogus leaders, these incompetent officials in key places that affects our livelihood, that affects our economy, and it's high time we now please check on this matter. We'd rather have independent members of parliament that are of character, that will be accountable to us. This issue of us having to put a certain party in power, clothing the streets with their colors, doesn't make sense. It hasn't been working for us, and it's foolish for us to continue doing the same thing, expecting different results. So I'm urging us as a nation, as a generation, as citizens of this country, let's do better. We can do better. Let's not be swayed by nonsensical things, like things that have been oppressive to us for so long. Let's not continue this cycle. We need to break free of it so that we can grow as a nation. And I would be so proud if Kenya would be the example for the rest of African countries to follow in matters to do with democracy. I'll be getting an episode out every week, and my aim is to ensure that I do spread this knowledge and assist in this period where we're trying to give civic education while we still can to the population and to the masses and to the generation, so that we can be empowered and understand exactly where the problems are and where we need to sort them. So, till next time, peace out, guys.